Well, man, I appreciate you taking some time with me and chatting about this when I saw this pop up. So, I'm really good friends with Armando with the Bow Hitch, and
Yeah, he's awesome.
man, he posted that video. And I'm like, what is trail goods? And so when I saw that, I was like, man, I gotta figure out what this is. So I appreciate you taking some time with me today.
Yeah, of course.
So when did you start this company? When did this all start and happen?
Well, like, are we starting now?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay,
I'm so
cool.
informal. Like I
Um,
just want to chat.
right on. So Trail Goods, I worked for another camping meal company in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about earlier. And they sort of changed ownership, and I rebranded the whole company for them.
Wow.
Um, and I got kind of tossed to the curb in the process of new ownership. So, like, being probably the only person in that company that actually uh, knew how to do this in the outdoor industry, it was kind of a natural progression for me
Mm.
to be like, I was doing this for someone else. I was
Right.
making a lot of money off me. Like, I should probably take what I know and use this as the time to try to go do something myself, which is like terrifying.
Yeah, that's a hard step to take, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, everything I've earned in my life is now like wrapped up in manufacturing processes
Hmm.
and inventory sitting around, and hopefully it'll all work out. But this is my big swing.
Dude, that's awesome though. I mean,
Yes.
that's the
So we
American
just
dream.
launched at Hunt Expo in February.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't get to go to Hunt Expo this year. I was in Mexico that weekend, so I didn't even get to go. So I didn't even get to see your booth or anything. So
Yeah,
that was
we'll
the
be there in
beginning.
February again. So
Sweet. I've already got I'm already booked for this next year, so I'll definitely be there in 2026. But that's when you started this whole thing. That's when like the first time anybody ever heard about you was at Hunt Expo.
yeah, I mean, we were no name.
Wow. Wow. It's a good
It
place to
was
start.
a pretty big spot to start.
Yeah.
That's
Did
a
you
big stage for a no name brand.
did you have like I mean product and everything there that you could sell to everybody, or where
Yeah,
were you at in the
the
stages?
funny part of that story is I literally picked up my very first product the day before Hunt Expo. I was literally getting the bins from the manufacturer uh,
Wow.
the day before, loading them into the van that I'd driven out from Denver, and then like setting up the booth and like seeing them in packaging for the first time.
Wow, dude. I'll bet you were so stressed out during
Yeah, it
that.
was pretty stressful. Like, luckily I'd done the Hunt Expo before with
Hmm.
my other company. So, like, that part was like, okay, I know some of the people, some of the players here, like, kind of how it works. But, like, truly,
Oh
you
man.
know, it was all me. I went from working at a company where there was 8 or 10 people that would help me
Hmm.
get set up, like me and my girlfriend, who's not part of the industry at all. She's a nurse, and she was just, she's in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's helping out,
She's in
just
it
like
now.
driving out there and
Wow.
trying to do it.
Dang, that's awesome. How did the expo go for you? Was it pretty busy and popular? And did you get some good
Yeah,
traction?
it was busy, like busier than I thought. I think we exceeded my expectation.
That's good.
Sold a lot of the initial batch of product, like just in that time,
Hmm.
just in that 3 day period or 4 day period. So um,
Wow.
that
Wow.
like got us really off on the right foot, and we were like kind of steamrolling after that, kind of into the, because it's backpacker camper friendly too,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just, you know, here we are. We've arrived. We
Wow.
made some nice like contacts with some good people. Like, I knew Armando a little bit from my previous job. We had been at a booth next to each other.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah, so we were just like, we had spent a total archery challenge next to or across from each other,
Mm-hmm.
just shooting it across the way. And when he found out I was starting trail, because he's like, oh dude, we got to help you out. Like,
Yeah.
he was bringing people by the booth. Like, the bow hitch guys are all great. Like,
Oh.
he's like, you got to try this. You got to try this. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like, the one thing I've found about like the hunting industry, particularly, which is why I like to attend the events, is that like it seems like everyone is open to like helping you out
Oh yeah.
and being like, hey, you're a new guy. Like, let me introduce you to someone.
Yeah. That's what
And
I
I didn't feel that way as much in sort of other industries I've been in. But like, seems like the boys are all just like, yo, check this out. Like,
Yeah.
we're open to trying new things and meeting new people. And, if your product's good, it's good.
That's it. Like if you got a good product, it doesn't matter, if there's another product similar to it out there or anything like that. Like if it's a good product, dude, people in the hunting industry love it. And I cannot agree with you more on the people that are in this industry. That's why I do this podcast. And I say this like all the time on my podcast, but like I love doing this. I don't need to do this. This is just fun for me, but I get to meet really cool, genuine people that, they want to help Ehuntr grow and I want to help them grow. And like Armando's been a great example of that. I mean, that dude is just a solid dude. But yeah, I think most everybody in the hunting industry is that way. They want you to be as successful as you possibly can. And like you said, if you got a good product, man, the sky's the limit, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's the way I feel about Bowhitch. Like Bowhitch is a good product, and they're a new brand, relatively, I guess you could say. And like they're gonna kill it. They're on the up.
Yeah. Well, it's a product that, and I know we're not talking about Bowhitch, but I mean, we're not here to talk about it. But like, it's a product that is different. There's and I'm sure we'll get into it with Trail Goods, but like there's been other bow carrying devices out there. And we've all used them, and I'm not gonna say they suck, but they worked for what they needed to do. And so when he came out with the Bowhitch, it just works so dang well. Like I've done those Total Archery challenges, and I'm carrying it around, and everybody's like, "What the heck is that thing?" That's awesome. And so just the people get talking about it, they see the good product out there, and then the word just goes so fast. And the great thing about the hunting industry is we do have these podcasts. We have a pretty tight community, honestly.
Yeah.
So word gets spread pretty quickly. And so I even noticed just since I saw the video that Armando posted of you, like your stuff has started to grow even that much quicker. It seems like every day you're growing really quick.
Yeah, we're trying. I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I had sort of a negative thing happen right in the peak of like we were doing great, all the way up until July.
Mm-hmm.
And then in July, and like without like legally blowing anybody up, my manufacturer came to me who, I create all the recipes, I work through all the processes, but then if you're going to mass produce anything, you have to go to a manufacturer.
Right.
And we do small batches. They're like 500 pounds per batch. So it's still like very controlled, but my manufacturer canceled my contract on me. Out of the blue sky, right?
Like didn't have like no notice at all, just canceled it.
No notice, yeah, just out of the clear blue sky.
Ooh.
That, I got a call from the president of the company, and they said, like, well, sorry to say this, but we're not going to be able to fulfill your, your manufacturing anymore. And I was like, you kidding me? I was like, this is July.
Yeah.
August, September, October, like. This is when we're ramping up for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was left kind of holding the bag with just the inventory I have. And, it's been a nightmare, quite honestly. All the momentum has been, I got the rug pulled out from underneath me. I have to move all the manufacturing. I basically have to redo everything that took me 18 months to build. I have to rebuild because it's a new facility, new contacts in another state, new certifications, like everything. Packaging had to get tossed.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you have to start doing like all new packaging?
Thousands of yeah.
Oh, what a killer, dude. That's a shot right there. Like you're basically starting over from ground zero again.
Yeah, I had to start over, which,
bro,
has been horrific. But the good news is, like, after months of trying to find the right people, Monday, I'm actually headed to Arkansas to work on my first batches of sauce and test them out and like get things moving again. So,
oh man,
I got screwed for this hunting season.
Yeah. That did just screw you for this hunting season. Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. So do you, and I guess I really didn't go look, but on the website, can people go still buy stuff? Or are you like at the point where you can't even sell stuff online?
I have 2 SKUs left, but like very limited amounts of those. So that I might have like 100 or less of 2 of the SKUs out of 4.
Wow.
So,
man.
Yeah, it's been brutal because when people come and they're a new brand, they want to try all of it.
Right.
Or like they don't just want to buy it. And plus, like I understand when you buy online, you're paying for shipping. Like you want to pay $7 shipping for like one meal,
Right.
you know,
Right.
half the cost of the meal. Like that's never been the intent of like anything I do. Like
Mm-hmm.
the intent is to not to feed people and feed them well, like
Right.
not be like, oh, you got to pay an arm and a leg to get them. Like that's horrible. Like I wouldn't want to do that either. So
Well, and people are curious too, you know, like you said, we kind of want to taste it all, you know, like if we want to just try all of them, that way you can, at least, you know, with other food brands that I've tried, like I want to just try them all. And there's, you know, depending on the brand, there's some that I actually like. And even within that same brand, there's some that I absolutely hate, you know? And so, yeah, you want to give them all a try and see what you like out of the batch.
for sure. I mean, I think that was my first like intro to the freeze-dried food industry when we launched the other brand and we had 8 meals. In my mind, I had made all those 8 meals and I was like, I'm pretty satisfied with these. These are great.
Yeah.
But then I quickly realized that like not everything that you like or think is great, everyone else is gonna like,
Right.
You know,
Right.
Like I had to kind of get, and I still do. Like I'll be at shows where people are like, "I don't really like that," right to your face. I'm like, "Well, just spent 2 years of my life trying to make it the best I could." So,
right.
Thank you, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for the support. I appreciate that.
Yeah, or they pick it up and they're like, "Yeah, there's onions in this," and you're like, "Yeah, there's like onions in 90% of food that you."
Right, right. Onions is the flavor in most all of your main foods.
Yeah, like if you want me to give you a piece of cardboard over there to chew on, like,
Yeah.
I'm for you.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
yeah, that's the brutal side of it. Because, you know,
Yeah,
like,
it
I don't
is.
know, I think maybe in a hard goods or, you know, apparel, like people are like, oh, I just don't, you know, it's not the right fit or whatever, and they put it back.
Right.
But like, you're like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
or like, oh, that's really good. Luckily, we get a lot more of the, it's really good, but like, you cannot please everyone all the time.
That's so true. That is so true. But that's why you offer so many different things. That's what's cool about it. You know, in a company like yours where you can offer so many different types of foods for people, like that's what's awesome. I mean, when I think about your kind of company, like that's why it would not fail, you know, because there are so many things that you can put out there that it's almost inevitable that each person's going to like something out of the group, you know?
And so that's like part of the goal of like this company as a whole is like, you know, having a broad enough offering, but also unique offerings. Like I say this now because I don't have it, but I don't really have a desire to make it. But like every company has biscuits and gravy. I get it.
Yeah.
Like biscuits and gravy are like easy to make.
It's easy, yeah.
And they taste really good. But if I'm going to go into a retail store and try to sell my biscuits and gravy against 3 other biscuits and gravy, they don't want 4 varieties of it.
Right.
So it doesn't make sense for me to like not bring something unique. And there's a lot of that copycat in the industry.
Yeah, but that's the thing about today, though, and you know, I've talked with some guys that do a lot of freeze dried stuff. Like Mark Livesey does a lot of freeze dried stuff, and you know, when I was talking to him, he's, you know, the things that we're freeze drying today versus what we were freeze drying 10 years ago, you know, is so different. And some of those companies are still kind of stuck back there in 10 years ago. Whereas like, and we're kind of picky nowadays. Us hunters, we're a bit posh, you know, we're kind of, you know, whatever. We want really good food. We want what we eat at home to take out into the hills with us. So a lot of hunters have actually gotten their own freeze dryers and done it themselves, but I haven't. I'd much rather prefer going and buying something that you're making.
It's a pretty tedious process, and like even like I have freeze dryer, like test freeze dryers.
Yeah.
Like I love cooking, and I hate the freeze drying part of it. Like it's
tedious.
Tedious.
Oh,
tedious.
It takes forever. Oh, well, and we ought to probably, for my listeners, we probably ought to, you know, let's talk a little bit about your company. I mean, we kind of talked about how it started and how you got it, but maybe if you wouldn't mind, just kind of give us the spiel of Trail Goods and the products that you provide, what they look like, what they, you know, taste like, all those things. Maybe give us that whole spiel.
Sure. I'll just give like the full intro then.
Yeah, exactly. The intro that I probably should have had you do a while ago, but I like to chat.
Yeah, I mean, you're learning about this is the first time we met too.
Yeah.
So for everyone that doesn't know me, my name is Luke Pearsall. I'm the founder of Trail Goods Company, which launched last February in 2025. It's a premium freeze-dried company, and kind of the idea a lot, like you were saying, is that if you're going to have one meal or you're going to be out like exerting yourself, it needs to be as good as a meal you'd eat at home. So the focus is on creating meals that not only are like nutritious and filling and hit all those macro marks, but also like meals that are like, damn, that's good. Like I look forward to that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because the history of this type of meal kind of started with like military MREs and stuff. They just needed to last for 25, 30 years and weren't really concerned with like the flavor. They were just feeding, soldiers. But the technology has come a really long way. And I think the desire for people to have different flavors, like in the backcountry, it's possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brands that haven't started to really do that, and they stick to kind of the traditional ways, and because they make hundreds of millions of dollars doing it,
right.
They don't have to change, and it's cheap, and it has fillers and powders and all sorts of things that, they can sort of hide in a label. But like for me, it's always been about, make good food first, and then you'll get a customer. Like the whole ethos of the company is one taste, one new customer. So, that's kind of what I'm building this brand on. And it's been, pretty successful to start, but, so I have a very strange background that led me to here, but I could get into that.
Can I ask you really quick about your background? Because I was reading on your website about you, just because, again, this is the first time you and I have met, and I'm just trying to figure out who Luke is. And one of the things that I saw on there was like you were part of the show Lost. Is that right?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
So I had like a decade plus career in film and television. Where I worked in production. It's basically like when you work in the production department, you're an assistant directors, things like that. So it's like the day-to-day management of a television show or, a movie things. So, Lost, I was my first job in Hollywood, really.
Really?
Yeah, I'd moved to Hawaii and I was with my girlfriend from college. And I was like, there's this TV show out here. Like, just read about it in like the Honolulu, like Star or whatever the newspaper out there was. And I was like, I'm going to find them and get a job. And it took me a while, but I did find them. And I called them up every single day until eventually they're like, we have an opening. Like someone called in sick. Like if you want to come, it's called a day player. If you want to be a day player on set today, like we'll take you. And at that point, I didn't own a car out there. I didn't have anything.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy, dude.
I like borrowed a car from someone and like drove out there for my first day, and it all sort of clicked for me.
Wow.
And so I did all of the first season of that show and like half of the second season. We won an Emmy Award, like all the things.
Dude.
That sort of led into other television shows and movies and things like that. And it ended up living in LA for a while doing that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got, no pun intended, but I got lost in the show Lost, man. We geeked, me and my wife, we geeked out on that for, we didn't catch on to it until later seasons, but man, it sucked us in so bad. Like that was one of our favorite shows for the longest time. So when I saw that, I'm like, what the heck? So you were a part of all of basically Hollywood, video and movies and stuff like that. That's crazy to go from that to a freeze-dried company, like that, a food company.
I mean, there's like a weird story arc to everything, but my interest was always in the outdoors and the outdoor industry. I never really wanted to be in television film. I mean, I guess it's untrue. I have a degree in advertising photography, but so it was like adjacent.
Well, so that kind of fit for you to go into that, but then I'm sure there's a lot of marketing involved with that as well. Yeah. So to go and make your own company and do that, you apply a lot of the skills that you learned in school as well as in Hollywood to the business that you're doing now and probably other things in life.
Yeah, and it was it was kind of I was just a kid. I was like 20. I don't know. I was like 22 or 23 years old.
Wow.
And we ended up in Hawaii because like we just like wanted to go somewhere cool after college and try to make it work.
Man, that's wild. What a crazy. I'll say you're still a young guy, so to be able to do all of that in your lifetime, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was quite a unique experience, and I don't know if you ever saw the show Entourage on HBO.
Oh yeah.
That's where I spent the majority of my career. I did like 6 seasons on that show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Man, you've been around. Did you want to stay in LA, or did you always want to kind of get out of that and get back to the, I guess.
think so. I got a little burnt out on LA, like midway through my film career there, and I actually I actually spent a year working as a guide in South America, and
Whoa.
I led tours across the continent, back and forth, like 8-week tours with people.
Wow. Dang,
Yeah,
dude.
so I was an adventure guide down there. We go, we do the Andes, we do the Amazon, we do
Mhm.
the Bolivian Altiplano, like everything.
So those are like a tourism guide, like not a hunting guide, but like a tourism guide where
Yeah,
you drive them across, show them stuff,
yeah,
things like that.
yeah. All the sorts of adventures from like parasailing to taking land cruisers across the Bolivian salt flats and staying in hotels that are made out of salt and
Oh my
all sorts of
gosh.
cool stuff, like making rafts in the Amazon and like swimming in the Amazon River, and it was cool.
Wow, dude! Those are some cool life experiences. Most of the guys listening to this podcast are probably still in their original hometown. So like that's crazy to do all of that and then to end up in Denver.
Yeah, yeah. And then Denver ended up happening. Like it was kind of a natural progression. I came back and I spent a bunch more time working in film and television. I ended up another tangent in the career. I ended up getting hired to work on a development project in Cabo in Mexico.
Oh,
So
sweet.
yeah, so I lived in Cabo for like the better part of a year working on a luxury hotel development project for a Four Seasons hotel.
Jeez.
But it was, it was a patch of dirt. I wasn't living in the Four Seasons. I was
Right.
kind of like a man on the ground down there.
Right. But still a
But
really cool experience though to be able to go and live in Cabo. I mean, that's a lot of people's dream to go and do that, you know?
yeah, it was sick. Like the fishing down there is
Oh,
insane.
oh man, I'll bet. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like a lot of people just go on vacation, you don't get to do those kind of things, but when you actually get to live there and experience, like you really get to experience it when you're living there for a year. There's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, and like the guys that worked with us, they'd go out and make ceviche from fish that they just like caught off the shore.
Oh my gosh. Dang,
Yeah,
you're
it was
making me
rad.
you're
That was
making me
really
hungry
cool.
now. We're gonna do this podcast all about food, and I'm starving over here. So this is probably not the best
I
time
know.
for me to do this.
I should have sent you a meal to like,
Be
we can
munching
have
on
lunch
what?
together.
Yeah, munching on during this podcast. That'd be great. Okay, so
I'll get
sorry
you,
to sorry
I'll
to
get you, I'll
take.
send you one out.
What's that?
I'll send you one out. I have the pork stir fried noodles and the creamy Cajun pasta.
Oh, nice. So yeah, let's talk about that. So I mean, obviously right now it's a little bit different, but let's talk about your products and I'll put links so people can go to the website and see
For
everything
sure.
you have. But let's hear about it from you. Like what products do you have in your lineup?
So I have right now. There's 4. There's going to be 8 very soon. As soon as I can basically get cash flow back in, so I can afford to make them.
Yeah, yeah.
But the ones I have right now, like all have like little reflections that go back to like these stories I just told you.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one that has been like the home run that everybody's been buying is called the Loco Moco brunch skillet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever heard of Loco Moco.
I
But if you've been in
haven't.
Hawaii.
I saw the name on your website. I had no
Yeah.
idea what it was.
So Loco Moco is a Hawaiian breakfast dish. So I lived in
Oh,
Hawaii working on Lost,
yeah.
and that's where I got to know that dish. And it's basically like a hamburger patty over white rice with like a brown mushroom and onion gravy and egg. So
Interesting.
that's my biscuits and gravy.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one's gonna do that. That's my breakfast meal.
That all freeze dried pretty well together. All that stuff.
So good.
Dang. What was it? Loco Moco?
Loco Moco, which is funny because in Spanish it translates to crazy boogers.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I speak Spanish, so that's what I was like. Man, that's got to be a Spanish dish, but that doesn't sound very good.
No, it's Hawaiian, but I don't know the etymology of the word Loco Moco for them, but
Huh?
yeah, like anytime there's a Spanish speaking person that sees the name, they're like, this means crazy boogers.
Yeah.
I'm like, it means the right thing to the right people.
Right. Okay, so it's
And
wait a second.
It means crazy boogers and it tastes great, and then it means crazy boogers.
Who cares what it's named, right? As long as it tastes good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's you said it was white rice with a hamburger patty on it, and
Yeah,
then
it's like ground beef in it. I
okay.
changed it to ground beef because a patty wouldn't really rehydrate well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Which is fine.
It has like scrambled eggs,
Okay. And then
brown gravy.
is it brown gravy like I don't even know what to like. You put on potatoes and gravy, a similar type of a gravy.
Yeah, so it's like a beef gravy, but it's like kind of savory, kind of has like rosemary and thyme in it. It tastes very like it's very herbaceous brown
Yeah,
gravy, but
yeah.
it's a mushroom gravy. So
Oh
like
man.
some people get it on like a meatloaf, you
Yes.
know.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Okay. Man, that sounds really good. Okay, so that's your
Yeah,
biscuits
that
and
one's
gravy.
sold out like it sells out almost immediately when it's back in stock.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, because I restocked a couple of times before my manufacturing ended, and like would sell 2,000 units in 2 days or something like that.
Good night. Wow.
Which like I'm a no nobody knows who I am. There's just there was one influencer on the internet that said something about how they liked the meal,
Uh
and it truly boom sold out. And I every day I get messages. When is it going to be back in stock?
huh.
Which is awesome to get, but like also extremely frustrating to get
it
those emails.
it is, and someday it'll be really awesome to get those emails because when you just got the stock and it's just just pumping out like nothing, then that'll be awesome. But
Yeah.
actually, I'm just thinking about it. Like when I've been out there hunting, and usually it's a scrambled eggs or what am I trying to? A skillet. You get like a skillet breakfast, which is fine, but you kind of get sick of that after a day or two. You want something different. So having something like that's very different. I mean, that is extremely different. Sounds amazing. In fact, I kind of want to go and try and make it.
I wish I had one I could send you.
I'll get one eventually. I promise. I eat freeze dried food all the time, so I'll get one from you eventually. But man, that sounds amazing. All right, what else you got?
We have a chicken chili verde, which is like kind of a nod to like the south of the border type stuff, and like kind of the region that I live in now. This New Mexico's right below us.
Yeah.
Maybe doing that one for Armando.
Yeah, I was gonna say green chili, anything New Mexico, and New Mexico and green chili is basically the same word.
Yeah, no, it's another rice dish. It's super good. It's like kind of like a creamy rice. It's a little different and has a little kick to it, but nothing too crazy because I don't want to give anyone like stomach issues in the backcountry. But they can add whatever hot sauce they want. That's kind of like my guiding theory here is that like, hey, you can add the heat if you really want the heat. You're a heat lord or whatever you want to call it. Like BYOH, bring your own hot sauce.
That's right. So you said that you don't put any kind of fillers. Like this is real food that you're putting in it. So going back to the Locomoco, like what are the calories for these that you're talking about?
So Locomoco right now it's like 840 calories.
Okay, so it's
46 grams of protein.
Okay, so it's still up there. What about the I can't remember what you call it. The green chili. Yeah.
Chili verde is gonna end up being like 740, I think.
Okay.
And that one's a little bit different because it's a little bit like lighter. It's more of it's not like a super stick to your bones meal, but it's I don't know, it's just yummy.
It's not like I know what you're saying. Like there's some of those like pasta
not
dishes.
A gut buster,
yeah, exactly. They just sit in your gut, and you feel full, and it's a lot of calories, but it doesn't. But then you also don't want to hike up the mountain after you eat it because you feel like garbage.
Exactly. Like, and so I would like sort of. Have you ever had like just a Chipotle bowl?
Oh yeah.
Rice and vegetables and beans and like cilantro. Like it tastes kind of just like that.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
dude, I get those. I'm not kidding you. I travel a lot for work, and so that's like my go-to is I go to Chipotle and I always call it a protein bowl because you can just put as much protein in that thing as you want. And man, I love and I don't feel like crap after I eat it too.
Yeah, and like that's kind of the goal with all these meals. And honestly, like if you put real food and stuff, you don't feel like crap. Like
right.
I tried to make the portion sizes like manageable too. There's some other brands that make good food, but like their portion sizes are huge.
Yeah.
And that's how they claim that they have like twice as much protein or like whatever it is, like tons of calories because they put a lot of the carbs in.
Yeah.
Because the carbs are calories.
Well, and when it's not real food, like I don't know. there's a couple issues with that. One, like I don't want to eat it after so long. You know, maybe you can eat it for a day or two, but after that, you're just like, I don't want to eat. So then you're gonna go home. You're not gonna finish your hunt because you're like, I can't eat this junk anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and then yeah, you feel like crap, and it doesn't taste good. That's the thing. Like I'll throw this company under the bus because they're a huge company, but like Mountain House, you know, when I went to Alaska. And if I would have taken my own food, I would have taken something different. But we were with an outfitter that supplied some food for us, and that's what they supplied us with was Mountain House. And as soon as I saw it, man, I'm like, oh crap! I know exactly how this hunt's gonna go.
Yeah.
I could not kill an animal fast enough to cook its meat because I knew I did not want to eat that Mountain House.
Yeah.
I did 2 meals of it, but it was terrible, man. So
I don't know what's kind of happened to that brand particularly, but like that is the reaction I've gotten from almost every single hunter. And I'm not going to speak poorly of any other brand, but like you guys are the people consuming the meals, right? So like you're the people that I'm making meals for. So like your input and doing that. I mean, I've never seen someone from Mountain House on a podcast.
No, and you won't. I mean, and granted, like, you know, you kind of talked about it in the beginning of like all this stems from MREs, military MREs. And Mountain House, I felt like was kind of that first company that came out that had the freeze dried food that we could just take in the backcountry. So when it came out, I was like, oh, okay, this is great. But like I said, man, dehydrated food has evolved so much, and there's so much better stuff out there, like what you're making that. Yeah, and I don't mean to talk bad about Mountain
since like 1951 or something.
yeah. I don't think they've changed it since then either.
Yeah, so like in I don't know, 70 plus years, you'd think they would figure like maybe we should change this a little bit, but
just use real food.
The other thing that I learned at Hunt Expo from most of the hunters that I've talked to, that consume meals like you do, is that they feel like the hunting industry has propped up that particular brand for many, many years.
Right.
And they never necessarily felt the love back. Like, in fact, like it might even be something they just don't really talk about much for their marketing reasons.
Maybe. Yeah. Cause they're kind of more tailored to the more granola hiker people, not really the hunters. Which I don't mean, I get it. There's some listeners to this podcast that are that, so don't get offended by that because this is great stuff for normal hikers as well. But as a hunter, and most of my listeners are hunters, this is different. This is not the Mountain House. This is a different kind of a product, something that we're looking for.
And truly, like I come from a hiking background. That's like I was a through hiker. I've hiked multiple 500-mile hikes. I know what it's like to lose 40 pounds over, a couple month period while you're doing something like that. Like, and because I was malnourished.
Yeah.
But like truly, like part of the message of this whole company is never going to be like, Crunchy Granola or Hunter, right? It's about sort of the education to actually the hikers that the hunting tags and support and conservation that hunters do, like basically maintain all the things that hikers love. So like there is a symbiotic relationship that I think a lot of people, it just goes by the wayside because, diametrically opposed in terms of the activities they do or whatever. But like, I've been like blessed to have friends in the hunting industry now who are like, very cool and have taught me a lot about what they do and how ethical it is and how important it is to like know where your meat in your freezer comes from. Exactly. Like I think that's incredible. Like being a food person, like knowing where your food comes from and where it was eating and what it was eating, like that's an incredible thing. That's a healthy thing.
Exactly. And I think that education is getting out there to your point, on both sides for that symbiotic relationship. Because as I've been hunting some new areas and to get to some of these new areas, you have to hike up a hiking trail. Yeah. And so you run into people and I feel like it used to be like they kind of treated you funny, almost like you're just terrible for what you're doing. It hasn't been like that lately. I feel like every single hiker I've run into lately, they're curious. Hey, what do you know?
Yeah.
What are you hunting? What are you looking for? And I've even had some like, hey, we saw some deer back there. They had no idea what it was or anything like that. But like, hey, there's some deer back there. Just if you want to go check them out, like it's been so cool with those kind of people lately. So I feel like I do feel like some of that relationship between the crunchy granola hikers and the hunters is starting to mesh quite a bit, which is really cool, especially for a company like yours.
I like seeing it myself because like I got nothing against what any hunter does or harvesting an animal, and I also like understand that like that's not some people's thing,
right? Yep, and that's
they
okay.
prefer to like not know where their meat comes from and not know that an animal gave its life. That it's less personal for some people, and that's how they do it. I don't know.
It blows my mind. Like, and this is a hunting podcast, but it blows my mind how many people follow my podcast or YouTube videos that aren't hunters, but they like guns, so they want to see like what guns I'm shooting. They just like gear. Some people like hiking gear and food and stuff like that. So a lot of people follow my podcast and pages, and they're not that they're anti-hunting, but they're just not hunters. They respect it for what it is, but it's just something that they just don't do.
Yeah, and that's fine.
It is fine. That is totally perfectly fine. Absolutely. And I got a lot of friends in Colorado that are that way. Yeah. I made a lot of friends out there that don't hunt, and I learned a lot from them. They learned a lot from me, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, but it's also very cool to have friends in the hunting industry because in Colorado you have these experiences. Like, I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram or if you even follow it, but I was sitting at lunch the other day at like a barbecue place on a river, and a massive bull elk just charged down the river.
I did see that video.
I mean, it was nuts. I was sitting there and we were like, what is that noise? Like, what could possibly be coming down this little like creek right now? And it was like this big boy.
Yeah.
I sent it right to Armando and I was like,
oh, did you?
Yeah.
He's probably like, man, just give me coordinates of where that's at, and I'll come handle that.
It was in like a residential neighborhood.
Oh.
Just wandered down.
Dude, one of my favorite places to go, and I know we're going on tangents. I'm sure my listeners are like, oh, I want to hear about the food. But one of my favorite places in the world is Estes Park. Like, me and my family go there all the time. And especially if you go there in September during the middle of the rut, and the elk are just in town, rutting on the golf course. Like, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's like these bulls with like their harem of females around them.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome.
And it's the equivalent of like being at Hunt Expo because there's that much bugling going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to kind of talk in there because there's always somebody blowing on a bugle tube that you're just like can't even understand what you're saying because someone's bugling in my ear. But I did a few years ago, I was doing podcasts there. I need to do it again because that was so much fun meeting all the people there. But I was doing podcasts there, and the Phelps Game Calls booth was like two booths over. In the background of all the podcasts, that's all you can hear, which kind of made it cool in a sense.
Yeah. I actually made the meal for for the Eastmans. That
really.
We did that with my other company. So
gotcha. So currently under Trailgood, you're making a specific meal for Eastmans?
No, that was at my last company.
Oh, that was your last company. Okay.
But I have a good relationship with them, and it's been cool. Like, they were kind of my first intro to like, hey, these guys, the hunting industry is pretty cool. Like, these guys are rad.
Yeah. They're normal people.
They've been really, really cool to kind of just get to know and supportive. And Eastman's hunting is like legendary. So.
Oh yeah. They've inspired me so much for everything I'm doing with Ehuntr, podcast and photos and videos and stuff like that.
Ike Eastman is like the most genuine guy. That's the other thing. Like, all the big names in the hunting industry, like, you can just walk up to them and shake their hand and be like, hey dude, I love what you do. Like, but the year I made the meal for him, like the Ike Eastman official meal, he was doing a podcast right across from where our booth was. Yeah. And I think he was suffering from a similar fate there. They're in like the back room now, I think, because it's a little quieter. Yeah,
that's what they had, like this whole little, I looked at him, not last year, but the year before, they had like this glass room that they had set up to do podcasts. I don't know that I can get that fancy as Eastman's. I don't have as deep of pockets as those boys have, but it's
like it just goes to show, like, it just reinforces everything. Like, they're great. Like,
Yeah.
even like my introduction to like, the boys at Montana Knife Company has all been great. Like, those
Yeah.
guys are so nice and like, hardworking. Like, I think a lot of like kind of their approach to like an American made brand is like something I'm really proud about.
Yeah.
Like, I could have the opportunity to make things a lot cheaper overseas in other places and like make more money. But like my focus has been, and that's why this transition has been so hard, is that I wanted to find a place to make it in America.
Yeah.
So
I was actually going to say that when you said that earlier. Like, that sounds weird to say, but I'm proud of you for like going to Arkansas to find a place to do it. Because I was thinking like, man, he could probably go, outside the U.S. and it'd be cheaper and all that. But yeah, there's something to be said about an American-made product, especially food. Like people in China don't know how to make American
freeze-dried
food.
stuff, like especially components. Those come from China and stuff like that. Like freeze-dried fruits that you buy off the store shelf and stuff. It's Chinese. Vegetables and stuff like that are all this freeze-dried and sent over here.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I mean, which it's probably an easy product to import from a different company or a country because it lasts forever. It's not like it's going to perish.
Yeah, and it's lightweight.
Yeah,
weighs nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. But I am, dude. I think that's awesome that you're trying to find, and you have found a place here in the U.S. to continue producing it here in the U.S. It means a lot. And I'll speak for hunters specifically. For hunters, we do try to stay with American-made products and support local, local domestic companies.
I mean, it means a lot to me too. Like, I have friends who served, and I have people who in my family who are in government and things like that. And, like, I still believe in the American dream, and like trail goods is my American dream. So like, why wouldn't I try to support American manufacturing and try to do the best I can to like employ people in America and do things like that. So, like there are, I take an economic hit from it a little bit, but like my hope is that one day I'll be doing enough volume that like that cancels out.
And I think it will. I really think it will. I think that if you do it the right way, it comes. You put good out there, good comes back to you. So if that's you're trying to put good, staying with a U.S. product or base product, I think it will come back to you.
Yeah, I mean that's my hope. Is literally like the MKC hope is that they started an American company. Americans rally behind them. They make an incredible product, and because of that, like. They're doing great.
Yeah. Yep. That is a great example. Montana Knife Company, man, they're doing it right. And man, they got some branding. They're on point with their branding.
Brandon's the best, dude. He's such a good marketer.
Dude, it's so crazy. So crazy. I wish I had a 10th of that skill. I could do a lot more with Ehuntr if I had a 10th of that skill, which I absolutely don't. But
I mean, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of experience.
It does.
I believe that like Brandon's background was in marketing before he became, the co-founder of the company and growing the brand. But like, he's a rad dude. I mean, I just walked up to him at outdoor or at Hunt Expo and handed him a bag of my meals.
Nice.
I don't know if you ever tried them or not, but like, I followed up and just said, hey, anyone that works at your company will always have a discount with me.
Sweet. That's so cool. Yeah. If you got that branding skill, and the Mountain Ops guys, I don't know if you saw Mountain Ops there, but the same thing. Those boys were marketers, came into it and had marketing on point, and man, they became huge in no time. Montana Knife Company, same thing. You're following the exact same path. So
their booth is massive at that show.
It's blown up over the last few years. Like it's almost getting ridiculous.
I mean, the crazy thing is they don't even show up on Sunday.
Right.
They lock it down on Saturday.
Yep. They're only there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's all.
Yeah.
Yep. They're very, very Christian-based company and don't work on Sunday and keep the Sabbath day holy. So that's how they roll. So
I know the first time I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, how much money's being left on the table here?
Ton. You can. Oh man, I can't even imagine how much money. But to them, it's worth it. That's kind of their thing. Like how yours is. Making it here in America. That's their thing. Is Christian based. We're just gonna live and die by that and hope for the best. And it's worked out.
And you know what? If you get to a level of success where you can do that, like then that is an incredible thing to be able to do.
It is.
You know,
It is.
you're literally putting something that means more to you over profit.
Exactly.
And that's my qualm with like a lot of corporate stuff. They put profit over people or profit over any of the things, you know, like, and I never want to do that either. Like, I want to own an outdoor brand that encourages its employees to go outside.
Yeah.
Like, I was a director at an outdoor brand that had no power to tell the employees, like, hey, it's Friday, man. Like, it's hunting season or whatever. Like, go get in the mountains. Like, we can do this on Monday.
Yeah.
Or like, let's all go on a camping trip together and maybe not talk about work and just like enjoy this thing that we create these amazing meals for people that do this. Like, let's not forget where we came from here. It's like, we just want to sit in the dirt.
I think if more people would do that, you'd see the number of people with anxiety and depression and on medications for those things. I think you'd see that stuff plummet because that's what we need to do. If just get outside. It is so beneficial to your whole psyche, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. Like it's so good for you physically, mentally, spiritually, all those things.
Yeah, like how many times have you gone out hunting and not come home with anything, but you still feel better than when you went, than before you went, you know?
I tell people that a lot. Like I really don't hunt. In fact, I made a post the other day about like it's not about killing an elk. It's about going places that the elk can take you. You know, and that's really what it is about. Like an elk's, well, like outside of you, because you saw it next to the restaurant, but elk's not normally going to take you to, you know, downtown concrete jungle type of a place. An elk's going to take you to the quiet top of a mountain where this guy comes from, you know, just the most beautiful places in the world where you can actually be a human.
I got to tell you, my mind when that elk, I was like, why all these guys think it's so hard? Like,
yeah, they're just running down the road.
They go out, they're complaining, they don't see anything. This guy's a monster, and he's just walking down the street.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what do we complain about? We walk, tons and tons of miles. Why would we do that? You just go down the street. That's only in Colorado.
Get him out with a car.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be terrible. Oh, that would wreck your car, man.
They're big boys.
Oh, they are. Well, I keep getting on tangents. I definitely want to talk more about your food. So tell us a little bit more, talk more about your products.
Yeah. So, I mean, like the other two meals that we have, there's a pork stir-fried noodles, which is kind of like a ginger soy pork with like real restaurant style noodles. I actually don't get like cheap instant noodles, like a ramen noodle. Like it's a real noodle and it gets stir-fried in a huge kettle with real ingredients and a sauce that I make from scratch. And so it's pretty good, you know.
That'd be really good.
And it's very filling. That one's over 900 calories.
Wow.
And 53 grams of protein, I want to say.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, there was about a third of a pound of ground pork in each one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like substantial amount.
That's a lot, man. You eat that for dinner or something. That's gonna make you feel full on that one.
Yeah, that's a big boy. And the volume of like a noodle gets big too. So like I would say by volume, that one is like probably the most filling one. And then which one am I missing here? Oh, the creamy Cajun chicken pasta, which is like it's just it's a meal that like was presented to me honestly when I lived in LA and I loved it. And I used to go down the street on Sunset Boulevard and go to this Brazilian place of all, you know, and they made a creamy Cajun pasta that I loved and I always remembered it. And I'm glad I didn't give it to my last company because it was always on my list. And it's awesome. It's like a little bit spicy. It's creamy. It's like I use real cream and real butter. I make, you know, the roux to thicken the sauce. Like it's the real deal. And fresh veggies. Like when I put the amount of veggies into these kettles that actually go into the meals, I'm like, whoa, like that is a lot. Like I just ordered, like I'm going to cook some sauces. Like I'm ordering like hundreds and hundreds of pounds of poblano peppers and red bell peppers and carrots and cabbage and all sorts of things, you know, it just gets cut up the day before it goes in. And that's why the meals are fresh. Wow. You know, I claim a 5-year shelf life on my meals, but that's only because I'm a new brand and you have to have sort of like a study, like it has to exist for 5 years before you really know if it'll last for 5 years.
Right.
But my guess is that these meals can extend well beyond that, because generally freeze drying is like 25 years shelf life.
Mm-hmm.
I use a little bit higher fat, so it makes taste better. I do use cream and butter and things like that, so that decreases the shelf life. But like realistically, these are probably 7 to 10 years.
I was gonna say, I think the butter is probably gonna be your kicker. I guess the fat, kind of what you were saying. That butter is gonna be hard to stay.
Like
but
heavy cream.
Man, I'll bet
oils.
I'll bet you could get 10 years out of it for sure.
Yeah, because they go literally like from the freeze dryer into a bag with an oxygen absorber in it. So as long as there's no malfunction in the bag, and those Mylar bags are pretty, robust to begin with.
Right.
You shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
One thing I actually have one right here.
Oh, sweet.
What I did with this bag is that I decided to use a little bit of a thinner, like the traditional ones are pretty thick. So like you're putting them in your pack and you can't bend them.
Right.
But mine, I can just go like this now.
Oh, nice.
And they can pack into like a bear canister or whatever you're bringing out. Like,
dude,
small profile.
Yeah.
Rather than, this part never bent before.
Man, I like going back to your point about the amount. I like looking at that in your hand. That's a lot better amount than a big old freaking bag of food, like that's more my style there.
Yeah, and like truly, like there's a lot of little details, having done this before, that I knew I wanted in my pouches. And like one of them is that I made the gusset wide on the bottom.
Yeah.
So you eat more like a bowl. I moved the zipper way down to here rather than up here. So you don't need a long handle spoon to go in.
Yeah, my long titanium
normal length spoon. Although the long handle spoons are still fun.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But truly, like, this would cut off right around here, and you got a bowl. It's like eating out of a bowl, not.
Oh, dude, that's so much better.
A bag that you got to dive into.
That's funny. I had not even thought about that. But yeah, the packaging for most, I would almost say all other than yours, freeze-dried foods, make it kind of difficult to eat, to be honest with you. Like it's tough.
Yeah. And if you widen the bottom and decrease the height on the sides, then you have an easier way to eat.
Well, you still have the same amount too. It's not like you're sacrificing space, because you still have the space because you have a wider bottom. It's just more spread out than it is tall.
Right.
Yeah. So you also do coffee? I'm seeing a coffee bag behind you there too.
We got a freeze-dried instant coffee. This I don't make this in-house. This is something that I've sourced, but I've like very responsibly sourced that one from this collective in Colombia, and it's all farmer owned.
Nice.
The entire company, and the coffee is like the sleeper product for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could claim that like I brewed it myself. It is a product that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I sell under my label.
Oh, nice.
But it is like, I would call it like top tier instant coffee.
That's a big hit because, like, to your point, I like it, how you said it's a sleeper product, because, like, I've seen a lot of guys, they'll take their instant coffee and put it in like Ziploc bags or something like that, which I get it is probably going to work. It looks like that packaging is better than a Ziploc bag. It's probably going to hold up a little bit better.
Yeah, and it has a zipper on it. So
how do you make it out of that? Do you just,
so this little pouch, this is 2 ounces. This will make 32 cups of coffee.
Good night. So a couple day trip was what you're saying.
Well, yeah, a couple days. Yeah. I mean, the reason I went with like a bulk package as opposed to like a stick pack is because like people like their coffee strong or they like it weak.
Yeah.
And like you don't need little pieces of plastic floating around in the breeze out there. Like it's not my thing to like leave the place worse than you came in with it. So and like 32 cups of coffee, the value's there. Like it's insane.
Well, that's what's nice. Like a lot of people, they're going to do that. So as hunters, when we're using freeze-dried foods, it's really not a day trip that we're going on. Usually it is, like my Alaskan Kodiak hunt or my Colorado elk hunt. We took llamas back, way back up in the mountains. I think we ended up going 8 miles. Yeah. But, so we're back in there for at least a week, a week, if not 9 days. And so to have something like that where I'm not taking 1,000 sticks of coffee, I can just take one package, and that's not a big package. It'll look bigger hanging up there. I didn't realize that was like right by your head.
Yeah. I mean, like here's
package.
My iPhone next to it.
Oh yeah, it's
My
teeny
ice
tiny.
coffee.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. That makes that many cups of coffee. But that is, I mean, that's a huge deal because when you're in the backcountry, it's tough. It's so hard. You know, you're not seeing your family.
Yep.
You're drinking water that you've sourced out of some random spring or pond that doesn't really
Yeah.
taste that good. So you're trying to put stuff in that to taste good. You're trying to find food that's really good. So you find there's very few like thing. You know, I'm trying to think of the right word. The good things.
Creature comforts.
Yeah, comfort stuff, and to be able to have a coffee or something like that where you can actually have that comfort, whether especially early in the morning, it's freezing cold, have a hot cup
Yep.
of coffee. Like, man, that's a big deal for hunters.
The cool thing about this coffee too is it's soluble in hot or cold water. So if you want to
Oh,
have an iced coffee midday and you're at a stream,
yeah.
you can make yourself an iced coffee. Just put a little in your water bottle, shake it up, and you got iced coffee.
So that's all you got to do is just put that in there, mix it up, and you're good to go.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Dude, you made that so easy for a lot of people.
yeah. That's like the one of the difference between like, and this is like getting very nuanced with like instant coffees is there's a process that's called like air drying where they like spray it out in the air and then like I think there's like a chemical that kind of like crystallizes it. This is freeze dried, so it's different. The coffee gets brewed, put on trays basically, and then all the water gets sucked out. So what's left is like just the perfect brew that is a crystal, and as soon as you reintroduce water to it, it becomes that perfect brew again.
Oh man, that is yeah. Because I was almost thinking it was like a coffee ground, but it's not really. It's not a coffee ground. It's
It's like
actual made
yeah,
coffee.
I'm gonna open one of these up.
Sorry, I don't mean to. I'm kind of geeking out on the coffee, but I know a lot of the guys listen. Coffee's a
So
big
like
deal.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Hold on. So these are like it'll be familiar. But
Oh, okay. And so,
so these are just that's like pure concentrated coffee. Like it's the moisture from my fingers just now started. So
Sure.
like that is strong coffee on my fingers.
you just go crazy strong coffee and just go straight to mouth with it.
Yeah, dude. Well, the coolest stuff about like the coffee is that like you can do because of the properties of it being instant. I have coffee all over my desk.
Sorry, dude.
You can whip it up in like whatever creamer you use, and it creates like a foam. So it's like a coffee foam.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
amazing.
It's very versatile, even as like a cooking ingredient or whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's man. That is a game changer. Like I think you put it perfect. It's a sleeper product. That is game changers gets thrown out of there a lot, but that is something that you can just throw in a water bottle, shake it up, cold or
Yeah.
hot, and have your brew in the morning, or even like
Yeah,
you said,
like I
have an ice.
literally just put those grains like in this water, and it's iced coffee.
And it's good coffee.
Yeah.
That is one good product not to use from American made because you got to kind of go with Columbia coffee to make it a good coffee.
Yeah, I mean, like, where would you get beans from
No.
America? You're like, oh, I got some,
Yeah, don't do it. I got some Louisiana beans.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one product that people I think are okay with coming from
Yeah.
other places, it's good coffee.
Yeah. Have you thought about doing any kind of desserts or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I could drop this right now. Breaking news.
Oh, really? Let's do it.
I've been working on. So there's I'm from the East Coast actually,
Uh-huh.
and there's a deli there called the Magnolia Bakery. It's in New York City, and they make this like banana pudding that is the most amazing banana pudding, and it's got like the Nilla wafers in it, and it's like it's just like it's so good.
Mm.
I have managed to acquire that recipe and make a version of it for the backcountry that is pretty darn good.
Oh,
We'll
dang.
hopefully, I'll send you a sample of that.
Please.
I have one.
Please send me that. I would. Oh my gosh. Again, I'm starving right now, so everything
Yeah.
sounds really good. But that sounds amazing. Again, just thinking about being in the backcountry and there's some desserts out there. There's some like freeze dried cookie dough and stuff like that. Which okay, that's fine. But man, just something a little bit different that is amazing.
And the cool thing about the like this Magnolia Bakery pudding thing that I've created, I was able to like change it a little bit to make it more applicable to like I think backcountry.
Uh-huh.
So I added a couple little things that I think will warm it up, but it can be eaten cold or hot. So like a warm pudding is actually really good.
Oh yeah, really good.
Or if you like, if it's hot out and you're like, I don't really feel like warm, you put your cold water in it and it'll rehydrate. Same, like a cold
Wow.
pudding.
So honestly, I've never rehydrated, never had rehydrated pudding. Like when you rehydrated it, is it the same texture or consistency as pudding, or is it a
It's
little bit?
probably just a little less like fluffy than it would
Uh-huh.
normally be, but like, yeah, it's delicious. It's pudding. It's great pudding.
Sounds freaking amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for that one. I've sent it to a couple people who I like trust their opinion
Yeah.
in the food world, and they're like, "Ooh," because it has like freeze dried bananas in it, which are pretty awesome to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm excited.
Is that a tough one to freeze dry? I'm just trying to picture the whole process of I've done a little bit of freeze drying, so like the
Yeah,
process of it, like was that a tough one, or once you got it together, it was throw it in the tray and dehydrate it, and it was
I
easy.
think I had to run it a couple times to like figure out like how to actually piece it together. But like once I pieced it together, it was like pretty easy.
Wow. Wow. See, that's something that I would have never thought that I could have in the
Yeah,
mountains of Alaska is some
and
pudding.
everybody does like a cobbler or some
Yeah.
version of a cobbler.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really want to do that, and I was like, I like crave this pudding. It is so good.
You know what's going to be funny about this, and I'm sure you've probably already seen this. Actually, I think you made a post about it, is people won't just use this for backcountry stuff. They'll probably be taking it to work on Monday and eating it
Yeah,
at work.
yeah. I mean, I literally have someone sent me an email the other day, and they were like, my husband was out of town, and like I didn't feel like cooking, so I ate trail goods meals for every night for a whole week. I was like, that's awesome. Like, thank you for sharing that.
Dude, that's just a lot though. If you can do that every night for a week, like you can't do that with a lot of freeze dried foods out there. So if you can do that every night for a week, that's what I mean. That's a testament to real food done right, good food that tastes good. Like that has it checks all the boxes for lack of better
Yeah.
words.
And like one thing that I struggle with a little bit, and I'm getting over because like I know I'm an American made product and I know doing it is a little bit more expensive. My price point's like a little bit more expensive than a Mountain House meal.
Right.
And you get what you pay for, really.
Exactly.
And I think people are generally really open to being like, oh, you're a made in America product that tastes good. That's cool.
Yeah.
We're good with it. Like,
well, and I mean, we'll go back to Montana Knife Company for an example. You can go buy a buck knife at Walmart, or even a Bear Grylls knife. No offense to Bear Grylls, for 10, 15 bucks at Walmart, but you're gonna get what you pay for. And so, I think honestly, in the hunting world, we've really come to realize that that's how it is. If you want something really nice, you're gonna get what you pay for. If you can't afford it, and there's a lot of people that can't, that's fine.
for sure.
Have your Mountain House, have your buck knife, whatever. Again, I don't mean to talk about any products, but go have those things because that's what you can afford. But if you want better food, if you want to perform better, if you want to stay on the mountain longer, you're going to need something a little bit better, and that's what it sounds like you're producing.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, more power to like buck knives are originally an American made brand. I don't know if they're manufactured in America anymore or not.
I don't think they are. I think
they're like a legacy brand in America.
Yeah.
But at some point, legacy brands become big corporations bought by other brands, and then again, it becomes profit over people and product.
Exactly.
And you kind of loses the heart of the company.
Yeah.
When the company gets sold.
Yeah. It's kind of how things go, but someone that's dedicated to it and dedicated to making an American made product, even if you have to charge a little bit more, and just so I'm sure you're probably already seen this, hunters are willing to pay it. I mean, we're willing to pay a higher price. I've used so many examples, as I look around my room, Kuiu camo, Ultra View sights, they're more expensive than other places, but there's a reason that I use them, and I'm happy to spend the money on it because I know what I'm getting with those products, and same with your stuff. I know what I'd be getting with it. So
yeah, for sure.
So when do you think you'll have that pudding ready to go, like what people can buy it?
That's a good question. I think I'll probably, if I could, I would love to have it by Hunt Expo because it'd be fun to like.
Oh man,
launch a new product at the expo.
Dude,
Maybe two products.
that would. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Can you share? Can you share what else is coming, or is that we need to keep that under wraps?
It's not finalized yet, but
Okay.
like
Okay.
I like a lot of varied flavors from a lot of different places.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know if it's necessarily your thing, but it's definitely my thing. I love Thai curries.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I have been developing a Thai curry that is off the charts good out of the pot
Oh,
and pretty darn good out of the freeze dryer too. And
really?
I'm really excited about that one.
Wow.
Like I always get a little hesitant because I'm not sure like people have like the varied taste that I do, but like I feel like Thai food has kind of become mainstream
Mm-hmm.
and a coconut curry with chicken in it
Oh yeah.
or whatever I decide to put in it in terms of a protein.
Oh yeah. That
It's awesome. It's really good.
I think people would be on board with that. Again, something a little bit different than the normal chicken and potatoes or chicken and beef kind of a thing. Just something a little bit different, a little different flavor. Something. Ooh man.
I'll send you a sample of that too. I got the sample. You can get the pudding and the Thai curry.
Dude, you're gonna make my day. Oh, I'm amazed at that freeze dry. Honestly, the pudding amazes me. That Thai curry that amazes me as well that you can freeze dry. But again, that goes back to the point that we're freeze drying things today that you just couldn't do previously,
Yeah.
and
It's expensive. It's expensive to
yeah,
the process of freeze drying is expensive. Getting high quality ingredients is expensive. Like coconut milk is a very expensive ingredient for a curry.
yeah,
And
that
that's
would
the
be
main part of it. You
yeah.
know?
So
Like the Locomoco meal has two proteins. It has the egg and the beef,
oh
which
yeah,
if you think back at any other meal you've ever had, there's not two proteins in it.
no, there's not.
No.
Because even a skillet, like it's just potatoes and eggs and peppers. It doesn't have any meat in it.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. So, okay, so for those that haven't seen and like I said, I'll put all the website information in there, but like, what is the cost of your meals? Like, if people go onto the website, what are they going to pay for the Locomoco? What are they going to pay for the chili verde? What are they going to pay for these meals?
It's all I just do line pricing. So
Okay.
that means that like everything is the same cost. And, maybe that'll change at some point, but to date, all of the meals are being sold for $14.99.
Oh, that's still cheap, dude. Still cheap.
Yeah. And I am going through this new remanufacturing process, and there's some things that are getting a little bit more expensive. So at the very highest, it would go up to $15.99.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's where I'm trying to keep it for now. Like, if you get a peak refuel meal, they have meals now that are $15.99.
Oh yeah. That's why. That's what I was gonna say is because I was looking at your website, looking at your prices. You're pretty well in line with most places that sell meals, freeze dried meals. And for hunters, really, we only eat maybe one, maybe two freeze dried meals a day.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our breakfast and our dinner. Usually for lunch, it's a bar of some kind or
On the go.
yeah. Yeah. So, and really breakfasts are kind of the same way. My favorite is after I've harvested an animal, to sit down and eat one of your Locomoco meals would be,
it's good.
Freaking amazing.
I mean, in my mind, like I can't have a favorite meal.
Right.
But damn, that one's like so unique and different. And like, I love mushrooms and I put a ton of mushrooms in there. Yeah, it's good. And like the mushrooms taste kind of meaty too. That's just like the nature of them. So
it's like a comfort food too, like that's going to be like one of those meals that you're like, oh, feels like I'm at home right now.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. It makes me excited to like get messages from people that are like, dude, your meals like made my day.
Yeah.
Or like, I love them. They were so good. Or like my family had it when we were out on a camping trip. Or like, Armando sent me a message after his hunt, was like, dude, these things, like everybody wanted to try them. Makes me feel great. Like, I like feeding people. It makes me happy.
Yeah.
And if I could get to do that as my career for a very long time and grow this thing into something that's special, then like I'll be a happy person,
Dude, there's no reason why you can't.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's no reason why you can't do that. I mean, honestly, you're in the right markets. You've got the connections in the right places. I love, by the way, that you're, and not to harp on this subject too much, but I love that you're you're focused on hunters, but you're also focused on hikers, and you're just, hit the whole spectrum of people, because products like this are utilized for so many different things, not just hunting. You can utilize this for so many different things. And so I love that you're doing that. So with that, I think that, man, yeah, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I agree. Like I've had so many messages from people that are like, I live on a sailboat where
There you go.
refrigeration is like at a premium.
Yeah.
So we can pack 15 of these on the side and reheat them and have like a warm meal with fresh food in it. And we don't
Wow.
have a fridge that's full of other things.
Yeah.
Overlanders are like, we can bring these meals with us because there's more room in the fridge for beer.
Right. Right.
You know,
Well,
like
there's a lot of people out there, and I'm part of that community, that, food storage, just having food storage in your house for when COVID happens or whenever or something like that happens. I'll say it. I'm a prepper. I've got a cabinet full of ammunition behind me.
yeah,
I've got a room full of food, and so to have that's something that's going to last for 10 years.
yeah,
That's amazing to have a room, especially. It's one thing to have a room full of food that is going to last for many, many years, but it's another thing to have a room full of food that's going to last for many years and taste good. So, I mean,
yeah.
there's so many different types of people that are going to be interested in this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And, back to the prepper thing, just quickly touching on that. Like, I worked for a company and built that other brand for a company that was mainly a prepping company.
Oh,
And
okay.
my biggest qualm about that was like, the food didn't always taste the best.
Right.
It wasn't terrible. If it needed to keep you alive and you needed the calories, like that's what it's for.
Right.
But like, I don't know, like I would read the reviews from the other side of the company and be like, man, like you could do better than that. Come on,
Yeah.
like, can we? Like, I know I could.
Yeah. And why not? Why not make food that tastes good? At least
Yeah.
if the world's coming to an end and everything sucks, then at least you got good food.
I mean, I got a storage unit full of food. So
Yeah. And actually, that's a good question. Like, obviously you can't right now, but are you going to sell stuff in bulk, and will there be a discounted price on that, or is that something you've thought about?
yeah, I have thought about that. Like, other brands will do like buckets and things like
Yeah.
that. I think
Yeah.
at some point I'll get to that point where I
Okay.
can figure out the pricing on it. My thing is like I never want to have something because I didn't grow up in a family that has like tons of extra money. Like my goal is to just make a living and feed people, right? Like
Yeah.
I never want anyone to ever feel like they're being ripped off.
Right.
I don't know. Like for me to spend an exorbitant amount of money on something, whether I want it or not, still like pains me a little bit,
Yeah.
like. And like for me to be like, I'm selling you a bucket of food for $400, it's going to be really good and it'll be a lot of servings in it. But like, I struggle with that a little bit because
I get that.
maybe that's like the poor entrepreneur in me. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah. But again, going
money's
back to
hard to
it.
make and it's hard. And I want people to realize that they're getting value for the money they spend. And I think I do provide that, but,
But
yeah,
honestly, Luke, that's what it is though. It is value. Like, and I'm sure, as I getting into your meals and loving them, it's what I'm going to want to have. So yeah, if you are charging $400 for a bucket of meals, like to me, again, it goes back to the things that I spend money on. Is
yeah,
it worth it to me? 100%. If what hits the fan and I need to eat something, I'm going to be pretty excited that you charged me $400 for that bucket of food. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. And like, that would be astronomically priced for a bucket of food. But like, I was, like,
Right.
there's something about it that's like,
Maybe not, man. If it's got that pudding in it, it might not be that extravagant.
yeah, pudding's good. I'll not go lie.
I'm so
I didn't think
excited.
it was going to turn out, honestly, and I just loved it. And when it came out, I was like,
Oh,
yes.
dude, I'm such a fat kid. Like I am such a
Oh,
sucker
yeah.
for good food. Like I try to be as healthy as possible, and I work out and run and try to eat healthy. But if it's good food, dang it, I'm a sucker for it.
It's funny that you said that because, like, in my initial sort of like mission for the company was like, I want to have healthy food, like totally dialed in, like, oh, but here's the thing. And my food is that it has the right amount of calories, carbs, sodium, and protein for the activities that it's needed for.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? But flavor is always going to be the king in this brand. Like, if I can't make food that tastes good and is healthy, then I'm doing something wrong.
right,
Like, there's a lot of brands that make healthy food that doesn't taste good,
exactly.
and it would be like, I bought in research a lot of the other brands, and I'm like, oh, well, they claim it's like, whatever, non-GMO and gluten-free. And by the time they take everything out that, people have an allergy to or whatever.
It tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, it tastes like cardboard. Right. Like, I want a low sodium meal. Well, like, sodium is like where a lot of the flavor comes from.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you kind of need that if you're hiking around and you kind of need that sodium.
Sodium's an electrolyte.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of guys count calories, especially guys going in, deep into the mountains to hunt. And I do to a point, but say your meal's a little bit lower calorie, but it tastes better.
Yeah.
I'm still good with that. I don't necessarily need an extra 100 calories. I think I'll be fine with 900 calories. I don't need the 1,200 calories.
Need a handful of nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Difference.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as it tastes good, like to your point, flavor is everything. If it tastes good and it's something, I want it to be something that when I'm hunting, I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about like, let me go kill that elk, so that I can sit down next to it, have a little celebration, pull me out some Loco Moco, and just enjoy the morning, kind of a thing. Like it's something that I'm thinking about, rather than something that I'm just not, just dreading.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny that you say that again, because it goes back to my initial mission statement where I was like, it should be a reward. It should feel like a reward, or something that as you're hiking during the day, you're like, oh, I can't wait till I sit down and plow that Loco Moco at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, I'm sitting here thinking I can't wait to try all this stuff because the fat kid in me, I love this stuff. I'll
get you out a care package with some of the things I got and some of the up and coming stuff.
You are the man. I greatly appreciate that. Well, Luke, I don't want to steal your whole day, man, but I have absolutely loved this podcast. Love getting to know you. Like I said in the beginning, I love doing podcasts because I get to meet awesome people like you. You're just the cream of the crop, man. I've really enjoyed this podcast. Before we jump off though, let everybody know where to go. Like I said, I'll put stuff in the show notes so people can find it, but tell them where to go to find you and get your stuff.
Yeah. On the website, it's just trailgoods.co. So it's Trail Goods Company. Very crafty.
That is crafty. Look at you branding that.
Also, .com was taken. So, and on social media, it's Trail Goods Company on Instagram and TikTok, all the places. So pretty easy to find.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been I've been consuming a lot of your stuff, just trying to get more familiar with it again. You were new to me when Armando posted it, and Armando, I know you're listening to this podcast. Thank you for, connecting, not connecting me, but letting me know about Luke. I really appreciate that. But once I found you, I was like, oh man, this is awesome. Cause this is something I use. It's something I use a lot of and I enjoy it. And so when I find something like yours, like, okay, this is going to be better, dude, I'm all about it. So,
and for me, the connection to you guys, the end user, it makes all the difference in the world. I can make any meal I want. You have a direct line to make any meal that you've ever desired. And there's not a lot of freeze-dried business owners that go on things and talk about what they do. So
you might get some requests from me. There's some things I'd love to see if we could get that made and put in a package.
Yeah.
Might have to make an Ehuntr meal.
Yeah. I'm down to figure out anything really. It's cool. Fun. The cooking part's fun for me. So I really appreciate you having me on and introducing me to your world and your audience. And, I just hope that I get to feed some of them someday.
Yeah, dude. If I make it out to Denver, like I said, I might be coming to Denver next week. But I make it out there quite often. I'd love to connect with you and shake your hand in person if that's all right.
For sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. I can hand deliver some product to you.
Yeah, I'll buy you lunch somewhere. We'll have to get somewhere fancy though to keep up with your food.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, Luke.
All right,
appreciate you, brother. We'll connect soon and chat a little bit. But man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
All right.
See you, buddy.